It's week 14 of the NFL right here at pregame.tv. We've got the Falcons at Carolina. The Panthers, a 3.5-point home dog, total sitting at 47.5. Told you earlier that we've got the only two-time NFL Superbook champ right here on the panel. He brought Brian Leonard's hair with him. He could have at least shaved a little bit to make Marco and I feel a little bit better. By the way, Brian is prepping right now for his Cantor Sportsbook semifinals round in a handicapping contest out here in Las Vegas. And we'll talk more about that, by the way, if you tune in on Thursday night and Friday on First Preview Radio. So definitely do that. It's found at pregame.com on the homepage. Anyway, right off the bat, he's given us his first best bet as a member of pregame.tv. Steve Fezzik, welcome to the panel. Atlanta, not only NFC South champs, but they own that 2.5-game cushion over San Francisco right now in the standings for the best overall record in the NFC. It's kind of the point of the season, though, where those top teams gets a little bit scary laying points on the road, and they're averaging just 23 points per game in the last 5 contests.
Yeah, and Atlanta, I mean, this is a complete fraud. This is the worst 11-1 team ever, and Marco's probably going to chime in and say, and they're going to be the worst 12-1 team after they pound the Panthers this coming week. But I'm a math guy. I'm a numbers guy. I certainly look at the situations. I look at the intangibles, but you look at yards per play, and Atlanta, they gain 5.8 yards per play. They give up 5.8. Michael Turner can't run worth a lick anymore. And so a lot of it's on Matty Ryan. That's why he's throwing so many more interceptions this year. And you look at Carolina, their stats are great. They're actually outgaining their opponents by 0.5 yards per play. But Cam Newton and the team, they're just finding knucklehead ways to blow it. And they may well blow this one as well. Just like in their first meeting, we're talking about a phony loss here. Atlanta was beaten. Cam had the first down at midfield. You remember that game, and then decides to reach the ball out after he's already passed the first down marker, fumbles backwards 2 yards. Okay, with 4th and inches, we'll punt. What could happen? They got 18 seconds. Unless Julio Jones catches a 60-yard bomb, we're going to win, and that's what wound up happening. So I like the situation where we've got a phony win by Atlanta in week 1. Phony wins all over the place against teams like Oakland, where they had needed a pick 6, 80 yards in order to just eke that game out. I'm going to pick Carolina more than likely to win, have a good chance to win this game, and Marco may have something else to say about that. I think
Marco does. He's been kind of looking at me since we started talking about the table. Marco, here's my thought on this one is, besides what Steve just said, you're also looking at this Carolina team who's lost 7 games by 4.2 points per game. It seems like they're in every game. I've been on them a couple of times and won, been on them and lost a couple of times in those closing boneheaded moves that they make at the end of a game. But those teams that they lost to, those 7 teams, 38-22 combined record, they're playing as close as it gets. I fault Rivera. I fault coaching and a little bit of the players, but mostly coaching. When you keep losing close games like that, I'm kind of on Fezzik's side here. I'm looking to take the points. What say you?
Wow, I feel like a rose between 2 thorns on this game. The situation here, first of all, the Atlanta Falcons, they are the Notre Dame of college football. You guys keep ripping Atlanta, and all they do is they keep winning. I mean, you got to, at some point, hey, they're winning ugly, but they're 11-1. Carolina keeps losing ugly. They're 3-8. There's a big difference.
3-9 actually now.
Well, no, 3-9. Yeah. The situation with what I'm looking at, and the reason I'm going to disagree is the first meeting. I actually was on Carolina in the first meeting because it was a horrible spot for Atlanta. I'm a big situational guy. Atlanta was coming off a Monday night game 2 weeks before. They beat Denver, Peyton Manning, a lot of hype, big game in Atlanta. Then they got to go on the road, short week, to play the Chargers. Now, we all know what the Chargers are now, but early in the season, the Chargers, were a team that was supposed to make noise in that division like they're supposed to do every year and don't. But it was 2 big games in a row, and they were coming back home to play a Carolina team who the week before just got drilled on national TV to the Giants on a Thursday night game. So 2 big games for Atlanta. An embarrassing game on national TV, 3 extra days to prepare. It was a great spot for Carolina. Now it's totally flipped. Atlanta's got the extra 3 days for this meeting. They know that they barely got by them the first meeting. I like to take the road team in the second meeting if they just snuck by in the first one.
I was with you when Atlanta covered against New Orleans, and you said never again. I'm just kidding. You know what? The team's 11-1, Steve, but how about they're outgaining their opponents by an average of just 20 yards per game? That does not befit an 11-1 football team. Am I stubborn? This one's your best bet. You can tell me in the best bet.
I think you're spot on with all this. And let's take a look at the situation. 10 days to prepare? No, 10 days to party. This team has gotten pounded by the Saints. Before the game, Drew Brees, it's our division, and they know it, even though they're 5-6 in garbage. And Atlanta, at the end of the game, they said game balls to everyone. And the coach stood up and said, everybody take the next 3 days off. I'll see you on Monday.
Got anything to say to that? I feel like counterpoint here.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say, it's his first best bet. We're going to put him right under the fire. It's got to be we got to make a bet, on air, and when we bet, you bet Marco, you're betting food. And all I'm going to tell you is look at me. I have not lost many dinner bets with this stomach. So we're on, we go to the Tuesday meeting together every week. So steak and eggs next week on the winner of this one.
If I lose this one, steak and eggs for you. If I win, we'll go to Michael's. How about that?
Nice deal, nice deal.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for the West Virginia-Iowa State payoff.
Okay.
Anyway,
shucks on Thursday.
But we got this one on video. You can't escape it. Anyway, Steve's best bet is the Carolina Panthers plus the points over the Atlanta Falcons. When we come back, the three of us will break down the Jets and the Jaguars. It's Marco's best bet right here at pregame.tv.